masters of speed. This is Formula One.
So, lights on, let's go. 5 red lights. So, obviously running a high downforce setup, as long as I'm going to try and force all the other cars that get by me to go up top. Trying to just bully my way through, to be fair. And there is a method to my madness. Like I said, the AI will absolutely bolt at the start of the lap, so I'm not particularly bothered about them disappearing off into the distance. I'm not. What I am concerned about though is the lack of ERS I've got. As you can see, like with them fighting behind and with me causing a little bit of mayhem, they've backed off, which is kind of good for me really, especially down that back straight. It's just unfortunate the AI that are absolutely broken. Otherwise you could have had a really good battle with them. It's like Russell is 1.2 behind me was when I crossed the line, and by the time I hit T1 he should be on the back of me, providing he's not got damage. Messed that quick sequence of corners up. This is where the setup really comes into its own. Obviously there I'm going to tiptoe around, and we haven't got it. We can just send it. Okay, green first sector, but purple second. So start one with a 27.8 and we did a 27.9. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of the battery down the straight. We'll try and get this sequence of corners better. Oh, it's much better. Obviously Verstappen's going to get the drop. Because of his straight line speed, but you have to remember as well that this is a wet weather setup, not a dry setup. Verstappen made a massive error. They'll try and punish him for that. .27.2 purple last sector, which is decent. It's really decent. We took 5/10 out of Perez as well. Like I said, you have to remember your place and remember that this is a wet weather setup and not a dry setup. In the dry weather, I would 100% go with a setup that gives you more straight line speed than cornering. But because downforce plays a massive part in wet weather, you need the confidence to be able to race. You have to remember as well, it's so hard, it's so difficult to overtake in the wet weather. It's really difficult. So you know, you could bully your way through. See how that gets you. Like I said, if the AI wasn't so broken, you would be able to have a proper battle. But like I said, it's not about the result. It's about showing you what the setup can do, and regardless of how broken the AI are, you can still compete. You're still able to compete with them. So it's a lot different as well when you're racing humans. And for those of you who don't know, I race in 2 separate leagues, and if I had a league race at Mexico right now, which I do coming up, funny enough, this would be the setup I would use if it was a wet weather race. It's just unfortunate that Perez got so far away. Setup coming up.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Mexico City Grand Prix winners today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next
So, this is the setup I've gone with, and the reason why I've gone with such high downforce is simple. Set is 2 and set is 3. Without it, you really will not master it. It's that simple. Yes, I know this circuit has got one of the biggest straights of any circuit. Trust me, without a high downforce, you will not make it. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see exactly what I mean. Yes, I got absolutely smashed on the straights by the AI because that is the AI. However, I didn't get smashed in sets 2 and 3, and that's simply because of the downforce. Without the high downforce of this circuit, you will not make it out. You won't. You will not. Transmission 64, 54. Again, it's in the middle of the middle. It's in between. It's obviously in between 50 and 75, and that's where I like to go. Again, you know, you change it to suit yourselves on the on diff and the off diff. I wouldn't recommend ever going above 55% on the off diff. It's just, yeah, it simply won't work. Will not work at all. Suspension geometry, again, standard, right, left. It's what works. I know it's what works, but trust me, it is. You can chop and change as much as you want, but I always come back to what works. You know, some circuits, yes, I will add the rear toe of 0.23 or 0.26. Silverstone especially, I use 0.26. Even places like Baku, I use 0.35 or 4.1. But that's just the nature of the circuits. Monza it is another potential circuit where you could up the rear toe. But apart from that, I kind of stay with right, left. Suspension, again, if you guys have seen any of the other setups, I like to run with a firm and stiff suspension, and this is what I've come up with: 8.4, 7.3, 5.4. And again, like Kota, like Japan, the Sector 2 in Mexico is not as bad as Kota in Japan, but it's for similar reasons as why I've gone with such a stiff setting on the front and the suspension and the roll bar. Again, brakes, you all know what I mean about brakes. You run your own. Run your own. It will work. Tyres, again, 22.5 at the front, which is standard. And then 21.3 on the rear. Wherever you guys are in the world today, I hope you're good. Hope you're well. Remember to do all that good stuff. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If there's any questions you think you want to ask me in the comments below, and I'll get them as soon as possible. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.